Hi guys, what's up? Hussein Osman here from Zol English. In this video, I am going to talk about how to think in English. Now, when I was in school and studying English, and I did all my classes in English, and I had a teacher. One of my teachers would always say, "You just need to think in English," and that would actually piss me off. Because I was like, I would do it if I knew how, or if it just, come natural to me. But the thing is, it didn't. It's like I have to force myself to think in English. And sometimes I have to translate in my head, because I don't have enough experience speaking the language. And just make me and the whole class feel, miserable about that. You don't have to force yourself. And I was like, that's not what I want. I want to be able to think in English the way I think in my native language. I don't have to plan what I want to say before I say it. I want to be able to open my mouth and speak, right? That's what I wanted. Well, I learned from experience that only comes after you've been exposed to enough of the language for a long time. Okay, so I didn't start thinking in English, and when you're thinking the language in a foreign language, that basically when you're like fluent in that language. I don't mean that when you force yourself. I mean when you can't think in a language as naturally as you think in your native language, and you don't lack expression, you don't lack vocabulary, right? I can just talk in Spanish, in English. I am fluent in English. That doesn't come right away. It comes with time, and you can't force yourself to think in a language and think that is enough. That is, what will get you fluent in the language. What you need is enough exposure to the language. So, you want to know how to think in English? Well, you're going to achieve that by thinking in English regularly, by surrounding yourself with English, by immersing yourself with English. And that is how you're going to be able to think in English. It comes with time, and it comes gradually. So you're not going to realize it at first, because you're learning and you're growing and, growing your vocabulary. But then you will realize it when you go back, and wow, you say, look how far I've come. Now I think in English. I didn't realize that this is happening. When this is happening, because this isn't like a moment where you cross over. So obviously we can all sit there and think about vocabulary, foreign language, and force ourselves to do that. But if you want to be able to make English natural, to speak naturally, you need to surround with a lot of English over a long period of time. It comes with time. And the cool thing is, once you do this, you may even start dreaming in your language. A lot of people get so excited when they have their first dream in foreign language. I know I did when I first started dreaming in English. It's awesome. So that when you start to think in the language. Anyhow, let me guys know what you think about this in the comments. I'm sorry I couldn't give you step-by-step method and this is how you think in English. It doesn't work like that. If you're not thinking in English, and if you still have to translate in your head because you're not surrounding yourself with enough English, or you haven't been studying for enough time, okay? It's your brain, would naturally start thinking in the language. That is just, how it's programmed. That is how it's worked. You don't have to think about thinking in the language. You just will, because our natural urges, to communicate. And shukran alaikum, Group al-Wazaif, and I'll be making videos, inshallah, in the future. Shukran alaikum. Until next time, see you.